pleasure for me to introduce Professor Angel Marchev.
No need to Professor me here.
Together with the BitHope Foundation, he is offering a special bounty for everybody, for every team, that is integrating AI elements in their project. Yeah, pay attention. Actually, that's a bounty we haven't even announced yet, so you're the first to know.
It was on the second slide here.
Yeah, so please, you have the floor. Enjoy.
Thank you. First of all, what an audience, what an audience. You had to collect them from the corridors to come and see me. But don't worry, this is not the first time today I'm coming from class. It happens all the time there. So it's something that I'm used to. This is one. Second of all, I'm supposed to be the AI mentor. Not only me, there are two of us. We'll see if Sashu comes over in the today or tomorrow, but he comes on Saturday for sure. How many of you do think they have some expertise in AI? Okay, 1.5, right? Okay, this is good. It seems like I have a niche to cover then. If everybody was supposed to be expert here, I'm probably not in the right place. Anyways, so my talk, first of all, is going to be not so tech talk. I have seen some marvelous stuff here, a great workshop, couple of recordings back, and a lot of technical details. I'm going to be more on the creative side, trying to sort of put you in the mood to do something AI. And of course, yes, the way to put you in the mood is like this. And by the way, BitHope, you know Vladi. Raise your hand who knows Vladi Dramaliev. Okay, not too many. Okay, so actually kudos to him. It's by the way, Vladi Dramaliev is one of the main organizers of the whole thing, not only the hackathon but the conference. So kudos to him to try and put literally effort and money in the idea of putting AI in the hackathon. So yes, there is a special bounty that is for implementing. It is splittable bounty as far as I know, so it's not one-off. It is splittable, and it is for implementing AI. By the way, what is AI? It could be so many things that I'm most probably sure that 3/4 of the things that you're going to automate are going to pass the criteria for being an AI. Simply because, well, one tendency is that AI lately is code everything. You know, a software calculates something, outputs, a number. Okay, my AI calculated something or whatever. So this is one. And the other thing, so sort of too wide. And the other tendency is to have it too narrow. AI is only a large language model, and that's that. And sort of nothing in between. So I'm here to actually today to tell you that there are many automations that you can do, and many more that I will not be even thinking about right now, that could be AI. And of course, not going into theoretical things here, I would like to say that we're most probably going to be go into a very narrow type of AI. Anyhow, about me. So long story short, I'm a nerd. Everything here says basically this, and I have plenty of things that I'm interested in. Mainly, probably this is how I got started. I come from finance, basically. And if you work in finance long enough to end up in portfolio management or autonomous trading or something like this, you all of a sudden become a data scientist, so it's only natural to go on. All right, so I'm going to skip this. I have done plenty of projects, and this slide actually is here to tell you that I'm going to show you some ideas today, but I'm up for seeing and discussing with you whatever other ideas there are. I mean, I've been doing all sorts of things, including one of my latest affiliation. We started an IEEE Bulgaria blockchain group this year, so I'm a co-founder there as well. Other than this, you can see that we've been doing quite a lot with some interesting and maybe not so interesting people. All of these have been some sort of automations, some sort of, not necessarily only machine learning projects, but some sort of automations, recommendations, and so on. Okay, now the cool kids. This is kind of the current state of affairs in most IT. Is one cool kid is the AI, the other cool kid is the crypto. They rarely meet, although today, even the previous presentation, I can see that it is on the way, or it's already, the meeting or the date is already happening. But anyways, this is what I'm here for. I'm trying to promote ideas to meet these two. And when I say meet, I like a very, how to say, I don't want to use sexy, but it is very sexy notion of when ideas have sex. So I want you to make your ideas have sex with each other. So I want to make these two kids, okay, it's modern times after all, but you got the idea. So I'm just showing you some examples. Obviously, I just told them like a couple of minutes ago when I was making my presentation. So looking for fruitful combination. This is what we are looking for. This is what I'm trying to promote here. There have been so many great examples of two different ideas which seemingly don't have necessarily anything in common, or not necessarily too many things in common, and ended up in a great application or great product. So this is my pitch for today. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. I have 4 more slides. Okay, so when ideas have sex, and let's see what ideas. Okay, when we started speaking about the conference, like probably, it's not a year, but probably a good 8 months ago, and Vadi asked me to think about ideas, what sort of AI and crypto/blockchain things we can do. There are several things that came off the top of my mind, and actually this is what I'm going to present in the next couple of slides. But actually the lesson here is that there are many more, and all of us would have your own individual background to result in a different idea sex. So, idea sex number 1, and I would like to remind you that I'm speaking solely from the AI mentor's point of view. So, I know the value here, but I'm not sure that this is the best way to approach. I mean, people coming from the blockchain community might have different view and different background and different ideas. So this is what I'm promoting. So one idea. It has already been around, at least in papers, which doesn't mean necessarily in applications, is have some sort of federated learning over blockchain. First of all, what is federated learning? Basically, it's a machine learning where you have you keep your decentralized data source with you, and you train your local model on your local data, and then should things happen, or should things require such thing, you combine several local models and you get a global model. This would be the so-called centralized federated learning, like this. Or you combine only the ones that are relevant, so let's say neighborhood of models, and you get a combined federated model that is relevant for these subcases, which in these data sets that are here. So, or there, or in the neighborhood. So this has already been working. To tell the truth, from my point of view, this is a little bit of a push to look for a way to make sex of ideas. I mean, it's not necessarily the sort of the biggest application, the killer app. The thing here, though, because this would be, from machine learning standpoint of view, this would be very slow. I mean, this would be impractically slow. And we are striving towards the other direction, right? But there is value here because you keep your data private for your local model. So you export the model, not the data. And this in itself has various use cases that are, in many cases you cannot use the data publicly. In many cases you don't have license. And in many cases, you're only interested in the relations, so the model, not the data itself. So, okay, this is it, and I will find a way to share my presentation at the end. I have put some links here, so if you're interested in reading the paper, for example, you can click and see, and here is a paper, sometimes it's something else. Okay, so this is idea sex number 1 for today. Idea sex number 2. This has always been my sort of curiosity. The first time I heard about smart contracts was back in the year 2013, where Bogovest organized his currently already now famous conference in Sofia. And the guys from Ethereum, actually they were just coming, they didn't have their product yet. They just had their concept yet. And they come over and presented the ideas. And ever since then, that moment, I had this fascination with the smart contract, because from a point of view of computer science, this is basically a conditional function. But being such, it gives you a lot of useful ways to automate things, because it's a trigger, right? It's you feed data, you feed signal, you get result. Basically, it is, and the result might be nothing at all, which is also a result, by the way. So develop a smart contract functions in an automated way, and I call this smart contracts automation. It's not only me that I call it, of course. So here the barrier, the hard part would be that smart contracts, of course, cannot auto-execute. So obviously, it will have to be, in order to be to fulfill the need for an AI, and the need for an AI we always have when we have to deal with some sort of a complex problem. Otherwise, we don't need AI to begin with. So in order to do some sort of automation, it has to become a fairly complex system of triggers as an expansion of a service. So it cannot work on its own. Only on its own smart contracts. It has to be as an expansion, as a part of a different service. By the way, what was the name of the startup that they just presented? Second or third of their challenge here, second challenge, was exactly this, smart contract automation. Okay, so I have linked here a page. It's a startup as well, but they have fairly detailed information on this idea. So go there, read, maybe we can discuss it. So I'm going to be here today, tomorrow, on Saturday, and if not, you can find me online in many other ways. So we can talk. I have probably some ideas. Probably you have better. Okay, so this was second. Idea sex number 3. This is kind of in my wheelhouse. This is what I'm really been doing for long years. This is autonomous crypto trader. So we have prepared this case previously. I'm putting the link here for the case, not because I expect that some of you would be interested in fulfilling the case exactly, but the case itself has a lot of, I mean, it is more of a paper than a case. It's about, in printing pages, it's about 20 pages probably long. And most of it is instructions, definitions, mathematics, how to do it, how to achieve it. But literally, or basically, it has actually two sides to the problem. First one is, how do you predict? How do you predict your cryptocurrency prices? Actually, it doesn't need to be prices. It could be returns or compound returns, and which is if you take the price and take first difference, and you have, of course, return, compound return. But anyways, you need to have some sort of a viable prediction system model, if you wish. And then once you have this, you will have to feed it into some sort of autonomous trader. Of course, this alone is something that has been done already in many different ways. It could be a robot, a trading robot. It could be automated portfolio system. It could be some sort of arbitrage system. It could be many different things here. But anyways, these are the two levels, the two steps that you have to go about it. And of course, don't forget the 3,000 pound gorilla in the house. And this is it. This is directly comparison of the volatility of fiat currency and cryptocurrency. By the way, I can see here that this should be switched, so it is to the second and the third. So basically, one and something order of magnitude difference. So here, this is basically euro dollar is the blue, and the other is the Bitcoin dollar. You can see something that we always know, by the way. But let's not forget, this is kind of the big problem here. Okay, IDSX number 4. It wouldn't be an AI talk if I don't mention something like this, something like a large language model. Otherwise, I would have not followed the trends, right? Originally, I have put only RAC for crypto knowledge. So basically, I was expecting that you either index large documentation, knowledge base, whatever you call it, on crypto and blockchain, and then you can use it, and you can use the RAC for coming up with generative ideas. But since there used to be an IDSX5 originally, now they dropped out of the. It was a startup which was focusing on AI agents, but I like the idea of agents. So I think it could become a multi-agent rack for crypto knowledge. We just got, with my PhD student Sergo, we just got our paper published on the matter. So it's how to say, very hot topic for us. But I have decided to put, instead of a paper this time, to put a lecture, a Sergus lecture on our summer school. Oh, sorry. Summer school, which we have every summer. And in this lecture, it's a prolonged explanation about all the many technical details and application details. It's about an hour and something, hour and 15 minutes or so. So probably this is the source that I would most probably refer for you. And IDSX number 5 and number 6 and number 7 are up to you to figure out, right? So this was my contribution today. Don't forget, oops, sorry. There goes my trick, right? Okay. Don't forget the bounty, and don't forget the $3,000 pound gorilla in the room, that whatever bounty you get in fiat is worth probably nothing coming in the next several years, right? Okay, this is it. Thank you for listening. You've been a great audience. Some of you even smiled. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have questions?
Yeah, let's go.
Anybody? I guess not.
Okay. Oh, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
You have one?
My question is, you showed us a chart of AI model trading cryptocurrency.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just want to learn more about that because I think that if you ask me, the only AI strategy for trading cryptocurrency is meme coins. You know, and you just need to know, like, you're the first one that buys that, you win. Every other strategy doesn't make too much sense.
Okay. Well, even this is not a sure-made strategy. You need to figure out which is the right assets, right? So you will need to have some, nonetheless, predictive things in your system to predict this, and then you nonetheless will have something to execute trades, nonetheless. But anyways, here I have, this is the case that we've been running, and there is plenty of more technical details here which you can look around. But then again, this is not necessary, this is not a necessary, let's say, algorithm, but this is more of an idea. If you think you can figure out other approach, let's go. And I will be very happy to help out because first of all, this is really down my wheelhouse. This is what I like to do. And second of all, if it works, boy, if it works, then we should get rich, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you for the question.
Yes. One more here. Here you go.
I have a question about the second idea, which was related to automations of smart contracts. So if I get that right, you mean we can combine it with AI in the cases that maybe the condition is too complex, because as much as I know, Chainlink has automations for time-based or condition-based cases.
So first of all, I'm trying to change the wording that you just asked. For me, the system that it might be the stupidest way of a 1,000 million if-then rules. If it is an automation, then we should count it as an automated system, right? As an AI system. This is on theoretical part. So this is what I'm trying to say. Not connect it to, but make a AI, make an automation. But then again, you're right. I mean, this is just a remark here. You're right. There might be different ways to approach. You said time. It could be, what I'm most seeing here is more of a not time triggered, but action triggered. This is what I think it should be, and it should be a fairly large, complex system of many triggers. It's not going to work with just several in order to become really smart or expansion to a smart service.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a broader question, because I'm not as always informed. What do you think about the capabilities of large language models currently? Are they going to surge up, or they reached the plateau state?
How much time do we have? So, I'll tell you what, large language models, long story short, are not the thing. They are not the guy. They are something that we like to say in Bulgarian, suvomelnica. They predict, this is what they do. They predict the next, the next token, the next part of the word, even not the next word. And they are excellent at this. They are excellent at predicting what would be the next coming part of the next word. This doesn't mean that they have any conscious, of course. This doesn't mean that they have any reasoning capabilities, which has been proven already. The paper is just the other day by Apple guys. And one thing that you probably haven't thought about it, probably you knew it somehow, but I would like to make it explicit to understand it. When you have your dialogue, how many of you have used the chat something of large language model, chat GPT or whatever? Okay, all the others are liars, of course. But when you have this dialogue session, you feel like you are putting your question, you receive your answer, you're putting your question again, or whatever additional thing to ask you this, and you get an answer with the full context, and you feel like this guy understands you, right? By the way, I purposely put anthropocentric notion here. In reality, what happens is that the large language model gets your prompt, reads everything before your prompt, calculates, computes the answer, puts it back to the web service to print it out to you, and dies. And then the next time you push enter, it is a totally different large language model iteration, which reads everything up to this moment, computes the answer, and then dies. And this is totally not the same thing. This is why, and maybe I have to expand here, this is why the agents by Microsoft, this is auto agent, probably was the paper. This is why it's a good idea, because what you have here is one AI, large language model, puts as an output task for the other and dies, but the task lives on. So they die all the time. Everybody does their own job, their own thing, returns output, which in sense triggers or wakes up a new AI, and they sort of pass to each other tasks all the time. And this is, you minimum need two of these to have the ability to have more complex problems to be solved. For example, Sergo, if you're curious to see this talk, Sergo is actually giving a large database and gives some sort of a research question, and then all these guys work like magic. Somebody plans the to-do list, somebody goes through the to-do list and does research, somebody else actually reads whatever query we have to the database and makes an SQL, makes it into SQL. Somebody else is a debugger who tries to check for SQL, for errors in the SQL code, and so on and so forth. So when it becomes a system, it becomes a little bit more smarter, but nonetheless, it's still very, very far off in order to make this a real AI, a general AI. And in this sense, for me, generative AI will not be the thing that should not be the thing. Nobody knows for sure. Should not be the thing to really break the AI barrier of sense. I think something like evolutionary calculations is the thing that should be, as has been predicted by Alan Turing in 1950. So yes, long story short, but yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Actually, we can use multi-agent systems not only for knowledge, but also for trading, for preventing liquidation, stuff like that. Any more questions?
Oh.
Okay. There you go.
So, further discuss the question about the information that we feed in AI. If I get it, so the problem is the large set of information that AI is fed, so it cannot properly distinguish the answer sometimes or correctly.
No, I don't think this is we're speaking about very large models with 170 billion parameters. If in terms of neural network, this is the biggest neural network that we have made, at least the one that we know of course. So it's not about this. It is about the fact that I mean, every large language model finally learns on whatever we feed it, right? And say the largest has learned from everything on the internet. Everything on the internet has been created by humans. Or, even worse, some of it has been created by other large language models, which means we run into another problem with lack of data, because it turns out that the large language models do not train well on synthesized data, by the way, close of brackets. So, and it turns out into a lecture of mine. I like it. No large language model, any large language model knows maximum as much as the humanity, right? Because this is what it has been trained on. So there is a good joke, if you remember this movie I, Robot. Do you remember this one? It's a 20 years old movie already. And Will Smith being the sort of anti-AI character in the movie, and he's like, oh, you cannot, speaking to a robot, of course, oh, you cannot make a symphony, you cannot draw a picture or whatever. And he said, yes, I cannot, but can you? This is what I mean. So a large language model seems like it's smarter than you because knows, or at least can produce things that you don't know, and you think, oh, it's smarter than me. But then again, it's not smarter than humanity. It cannot surpass the barrier of creativity. Cannot create new ideas, new information. It looks like, the generative AI looks like this, but in fact, it is generating on top of whatever it has been trained. And by definition, this is not creation, right? I'm not sure if should we continue in this direction, because it's going to take a while. But I'm here tonight, tomorrow, next day to speak about, even if you're not interested in doing in your project something in AI, I'm here to speak all the time. This is my passion, speaking, I mean. So thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.